गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. Respected Principal Madam, all the faculty members on the dais, and the would-be yogis, I am immensely pleased to be amidst you today for this orientation program, where you are welcomed and introduced to the course. And almost all education institutions, they conduct this so that to acquaint the newcomers about what's going to happen, what is the institution. And one of your own college mate just now, senior student here, demo. One day you also can perform like this. So that is what is an important aspect of this orientation program. And here I would like to touch upon one or two points. So I hope all of you can follow English, isn't it? क्या हिंदी में बोलना या इंग्लिश में? क्योंकि इम्पोर्टेंट है आपको आपका समझना जो भी मैं बोल रहा हूँ. Fine. So the point is, this orientation program is like a new beginning for everything. And it is like taking an oath. In our ancient Gurukulas, we used to have this welcoming ceremony orientation program in a big way. Big way in the sense, there would be a Havan, and in front of the Havan, the students would take oath. What oath they would take? I have come here to the Gurukula and I will abide by all the rules and regulations, that means instructions. I will follow my gurus implicitly. I will try to imbibe whatever is being taught here. I will try to gain whatever the knowledge that I am going to get here. So this kind of allegiance to the institution, and also sincerely taking an oath to imbibe that education. So that was meant by orientation. And also they would be told about how you would go about the whole course, what is expected from the students. Now when it comes to this particular aspect, this is a special education. All of you know that there are not many school colleges of yoga education and therapy. Probably in a region, a popular one will be over there, probably for a state, one or two. One in India. So just try to understand. So this particular, college, just one in India. So that is why it becomes very, very important, and it is very difficult that you get a seat here. And once you get that, what is the purpose? What is the purpose? That you have to understand very clearly. We have been about, listening about yoga, and there is a great demand all over the world about this yoga. Great demand. And in fact, I come from Ramkishan Mission. It was established by Swami Anupamananda. He was the first to introduce yoga to the Western world. Remember, it's Indian. Other day, I had a talk with one of our Swamis there in America. And there he had gone to a school to talk about yoga. And when he was interacting, and he told about Indian culture, he was introducing Indian culture there in the school. When he talked about yoga, a student of grade 4, he got up and told, "Oh Swami, you have yoga in India also." Now you see, that means yoga is being taught in India also. He thought, it was there only in America. Now we have to be extremely careful about this. Few years ago, I had been to S. Vyasa. There is a university in Bangalore. And there from all over the world, the students, they come to study yoga. So they offer even PhD courses also there. And there also they have this certificate course, practitioner's course, and different kinds of courses. When I was attending, one of this course, there I saw the instructors all from Europe. 4 instructors were instructing. They were all from Europe. And our Indian students were learning it. Now my point is, it's a great gift from our ancestors, rishis, munis. They have found this, what you call the yoga. And you will learn the Patanjali Yoga Darshana. And in fact, this Patanjali Yoga Darshana is based on philosophy, psychology. And Patanjali was the first psychologist in the world. And when you study psychology, you will find that the Indian psychology is something which studies the healthy mind, and it helps you to develop a healthy mind. Whereas the Western psychology, they mostly study the mind that is ill. That means in disorder. And that is how the psychology goes on. Western psychology. So you will find all this kind of differences. Why I am mentioning this to you is that most of the time, we do not understand the value that things that given by the rishis to us. So you must know that when our rishis, Patanjali, talks about the psychology, he will try to make you the most healthiest mind. And not only healthiest mind, even a healthy mind also, how this can develop, how that can bring out the tremendous power within, how that power can be utilized. That is the speciality of our all sciences from India. Yoga also is a science, and it's a physical and mental and spiritual aspect, having physical, mental and spiritual aspect. योगा मतलब ऐसे मत समझना कि हम सिर्फ कोई कुछ एक्सरसाइज कर रहे हैं. इसमें थेरेपी भी है, योगा थेरेपी. That is to improve our health and treat different kinds of disorders. That is there. But that is not the only thing. Yoga also has got the mental dimension to develop a healthy mind, healthy body and healthy mind. When it comes to yoga, a regular practice of yoga is going to improve your physical health, make you a healthy person. And not only that, the speciality is that this yoga as an exercise, even if you take also, you will find the Western method, aerobics and other things they do. At the end of that session, you become damn tired. You will have to take rest. Whereas after this yogasana session, you will become energized. There is a system. First you will have certain loosening exercises, then Surya Namaskara comes, then afterward there are certain asanas, and then you will have the Shavasana, then you have the Pranayama and a meditation. And when you end up with this, then you will find you become energized. You are ready to do anything for the whole day. And not only that, it will optimize the power that you have. Physical power, the mental power, and also the spiritual power. It will help you to optimize. That is very, very important for us to understand. So that is why this tradition of our yoga, that our Indian tradition, it must be learned properly. मैं इतना ही कहना चाहता हूँ, इसको imbibe करो. You have been studying different courses in your schools and colleges with the idea of passing some examination. But when you learn here, that should not be the purpose. Of course, you will pass the examination, that is needed. But that should not be the purpose of joining here. From day one, try to imbibe this. Because what Swami Vivekananda says is the important message he gives: be and make. Be and make. If you want to teach something, first you have to imbibe in this. That is why the concept of guru comes, remember. Who is a guru? Guru is the one who practices. And then he teaches. Ajinod, first he will this thing. And acharati. Then and then alone he teaches. He is called Acharya. Guru was called Acharya. First Acharana, then afterwards teaching. So in the same way, when it comes to yoga, remember, it's not something, like mathematics or physics or something like that. It is something that first you will practice, and if you are really practitioners, then only people will come to you. Otherwise, why people will come to you? So that is why first and foremost thing is that you have to imbibe this. Imbibing means not only learning exercises, and it has got a system. And this yoga, as I am telling you that is an exercise, if you regularly practice, it's not only help you to improve your health, it will help you to train your mind. मन को एक training देता है. It trains your mind in focusing on whatever this thing you want. Because you will find, teachers will teach you later on, every asana has got particular steps. 3, 4, 5, 6 sometimes. And you have to go one from the other. And every step you are supposed to stand, say about 10 seconds or 15 seconds. If you can pay attention to this and practice it accordingly, because most of the people what they do is that they will try to go through very quickly. No, that is not the way. Attention should be paid that every step and a kind of amount that time that you are spending, 15 or 20 seconds in each step. If you can do that, you will find one day your mind is under your control. Your mind comes under your control. This is a way of controlling the mind also. Yogasana doesn't mean just a physical exercise. It's controlling the mind. So that is why first physical level. And the physical level, what happens? It makes you fit. A fit person to do anything in life, to achieve anything in life. Sharira madhyam khalo dharma sadhana. So that is why physical, this thing is very important. Then second is managing the mind. Mind has got emotions. Mind has got the ability to think and discriminate and take a decision. That also, mind has got our own samskaras. All past samskaras from childhood, whatever we have done, all these are there in the memory. So how to manage all these things? Yoga will help you to develop that also. Emotionally, you will be a balanced person. Intellectually alert. Mind will be alert. If you regularly do yogasana, mind will be alert all through the day. A gentleman who is actually a PhD, and now he is retired, a professor in Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, IISC, the first research institute in India. And he, once I met him there in Mysore. I had gone there for a spiritual retreat, and then I had a discussion with him. He says every day he does Surya Namaskara and Yogasana, Pranayama and meditation. 1 hour every day morning, first thing that he does. And the result is that from morning, 9 o'clock he goes to this thing. And this thing was, last about 7-8 years to guide the PhD students. Those who are doing PhDs, this thing was to guide them. And he used to say, he would work 10 hours continuously, in between a break for lunch or for a cup of, some drinks, etc. Then he used to say, even at the end of the day also, whatever the doubts they had, I had the patience to answer. Usually what happens, when we are physically not fit, mentally not alert, so morning session, we will be very alert and we will have a lot of patience. And as the day progresses, we become more and more impatient. When someone tells something, asks something which we do not like, suddenly we tend to become angry with them. Sudden reaction. All these things happen. That is because mind is not supporting, the body is not supporting us in our order. And mind also is not supporting our profession. Whereas if you regularly do, he told, well, because I do this regularly, at the end of the day also I have the patience to answer all queries of my students. So, remember, this is how he is completely fit to do his profession, justice to his profession. This is what I would like to tell you is that It's not only about, the physical exercise, along with that it will help you mentally. See, that professor, first of all, physically is strong because retirement means he's almost 60 by that time, 55 to 60, that age. Now, during that time also, right from morning till evening, he could work, by a body would support him. And mind also mentally alert, and emotionally balanced. And he could approach his profession this way. That means physically and mentally it is helping him. So now, there is another dimension also to this. Remember, we have to understand very clearly that it is spiritual dimension. Meditation, it's meant by spiritual dimension. So this practice of yoga will help you in the spiritual practices also. You'll be surprised to know, the very practice of yoga started by the rishis. Why they started it? No, stiram sukham asana. When you study Patanjali, you will find to know the asana. For sitting, you need a proper asana, stiram sukham. And you have to sit for a long time for meditation. Now, simply you cannot go on sitting like that, you see. And they found ultimately this yogasana, morning session of yogasana will help you physically and mentally and also ultimately spiritually sit for a longer time and meditate. So you see, there are different dimensions with regard to this yogasana. It's not simple physical exercises. Now, what I would suggest you is that try to imbibe them. Why I am telling you is that just now I told you that when I went there, S. Vyasa, there in Bangalore, Yoga University, that is S. Vyasa, full form is that Swami Vivekananda Yoga Anusandhana Samstha. So that is the name of this thing. That in the name of Swami Vivekananda it was started, university. Now there when I told that instructors were from the Europe. Now what happens here is that, see, from India, unless we imbibe properly, when you go to European countries, recently one of our Swamis had a talk from England. He says that he had gone for a university, university. Their discussion was going on about bringing harmony among different religions. Then a suggestion came that from the Hinduism, we will make the study of yoga. Yoga is the best way because yoga is not only about physical remember. What Swami Vivekananda taught to the Western world was Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Raja Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. That is, union of individual self with the universal self. Individual self with the universal self. That's what is yoga. That's what Swami Vivekananda taught there. So when he introduced this, then one particular father, Christian father, he opposed it. Why he opposed, He says that he belonged to a country where some of them came to India and taught, learned this yoga. And after going there, they have given a name. What is that? Hot yoga. Hot yoga has become hot yoga. How you can appear physically well? How you can become sexually active? This is the way that is being taught. It has been made a commodity. Just like, made commercialized in such a way, to such an extent. And that father, he opposed it. He told this is what he has learned because he comes in contact with such people only because they are from Finland. To tell you directly, Finland is the country. He came from Finland and there he was telling this is what is being taught in the name of yoga. How can we study this from the religious people? So that is why you see what happens is that in the absence of genuine gurus, genuine teachers, genuine trainers, all these quacks will storm the markets. And they will capture this and try to sell it as a commodity. It becomes a commercial commodity. That is why I say that we being Indians, you've been talking about, becoming the Jagat Guru. If that has to happen, first we have to learn from our ancestors. Yoga is one of them. It's a wonderful gift that is given by our ancestors. And remember that this is one in its kind, of its kind in the country, and how much responsible you have to become. So that is why, don't take it like any other course that you have been studying so far. Rather try to imbibe this. Passing examination will come in the end. But when you start your course now, try to focus on learning, getting the knowledge. What is happening in India is that, the lot of youngsters, I used to be there in Hyderabad, and Hyderabad is the, called the high-tech city, and there are a lot of professionals, software engineers and all. Many of them would come to me, and they would say that, they would go to the interview and they are rejected. Why? They have got a very good certificate. 90%, 95% certificate they have got. But when they go for an interview, they are rejected. Why? So they say, I don't have subject knowledge. Now, he was studying from the point of view of examination, passing examination. Now you see, these are all professional courses, remember. In the professional courses, passing examination alone will not do. Therefore, by that you may get an interview. But to go through that, you must have the knowledge. So when you are going to be selected for this teaching yoga, then they will have a practical demonstration also, remember. And they will test your knowledge, how much knowledge you have got. So if that has to happen, right from day one, you will have to focus on this aspect. Learning, getting that knowledge and imbibing. Passing examination will come in the end. When the exam comes, you can prepare for that. But then now, your focus should be how you will imbibe, how you learn the asanas, and what are the benefit of it, what are the intricacies, remember. So, then and then alone, you will become a genuine instructor, yoga instructor, genuine yoga master. And then alone, you will be able to teach others also. And remember, mind you, those who are genuine, they have a tremendous demand, not only in India, all over the world. So now, you have done a lot of hard work, I know. Your parents also have taken a lot of this thing to send you to this institute. Now, having joined here, having coming here, after this, now it is left to you. What Swami Vivekananda says, fix your goal and choose the method. And once you fix the goal and choose the method to achieve the goal, forget about the goal, focus on the means. Focus on the means. Try to live in the present. So focus on the means you have to go this, that you want to become yoga master. What is the method now? Regularly attending the classes and studying the subject. Focus in the class, remember, to imbibe that knowledge. And this is what? Every day, probably going through the course again after going back to your hostel, and then, what you call it, if you have any doubt, getting it clarified. What all of us want is that you being the ambassadors of our culture. Yoga is not just an exercise, but it's a culture. And this will be taught to the whole world. You don't know in the future, maybe in 10 years, where you will be. In India or some in foreign countries. So wherever you are there, you will be an ambassador, remember. You will be an ambassador representing this culture called yoga. So if that has to happen, imbibing is more important than passing the examination. I hope that you will understand this, and the other things, like meditation and all those things. I was extremely happy. The whole thing was started with, lighting the lamp. Lighting the lamp signifies, a lighted lamp alone can light another lamp. In the same way, the teachers are there with their tremendous knowledge and everything. Now, it is left to you. Because you have come up to this, taking admission and everything is over. Now, you have to show your effort. Because with one hand, you cannot clap. If you have to clap, you need both. So, institute, faculty is one side, and you and your effort, the another side. Then we will find the excellent, product that the institute has been bringing out. You just now you saw the kind of demonstration, at the national level. And if we can go like that, the institute can prepare someone like that. So it has got all the potential. Only thing is, make sure that you make use of it completely. 100% benefit you will get. and ultimately become a great yoga practitioner or trainer or whatever profession. So this is what I wanted to convey. I am extremely thankful to Principal Madam and also to all the faculties and to all of you for giving a patient hearing. And about me, we have a meditation hall just on Madhyamarg, sector 15B. So there Ramkishan Ashram, we have meditation hall. There of course we teach meditation, and also lot of people come and regularly meditate in that hall, meditation hall, mental, particularly for that. And also we also have regular courses, maybe about 10 or 12 people every day come and practice yogasana there in the ashrama. So that is how the things go on, and you are all welcome there because it's a center where Swami Vivekananda's ideas are brought out. So sometimes when you get time, you can come and visit the ashrama. There's a beautiful library, and we have a hall for meditation, and Sundays, etc. we have some special program and all those things. So you are welcome. And once again, I pray to Lord to give you a proper understanding and proper thinking and proper direction, so that you can make use of this institute and this admission that you got, and so that your life become wonderful, and at the same time you will make this country also a proud country. Thank you, one and all. Namaste.
Thank you, Swamiji, for your worth-contained words. You have very beautifully highlighted the importance of yoga, which has cultural roots and origin in India. Very comprehensively explained us about the various dimensions of yoga, and you have truly inspired and motivated our new students with your inspiring words, and we are indebted to you for that.